Hey guys, it's Annabelle. So this week's video is going to be on baby feeding. Now I did two previous videos a few weeks ago already on my nursing supplies and also my pumping supplies. So this is going to be on bottle feeding and just feeding. So no matter if you pump and give your baby breast milk out of a bottle or you use formula, this is kind of for either one, and it doesn't matter which one you do. Okay, so I'm just going to run down the list, and I'm just going to kind of do comments here and there, and then I have stuff to show you as well. Okay, so the first thing, obviously, if you're going to bottle feed your baby, what you need is bottles, of course. Now, my daughter's favorite bottles were the MAM bottles, M-A-M, and I loved those bottles. They had a wider based nipple, so, and the little ones, we only used the little ones for the first day of feeding her, but it seemed like she was sucking the whole nipple in her mouth and struggling with it, and the wider base nipple seemed to fit her mouth better, and the bottles also are supposed to be able to go from breast to bottle with no problem. The one thing I will say about bottles is that one, it is recommended that you buy new bottles, and I would definitely recommend buying brand new bottles. It is also recommended to buy glass. However, we did not go with glass. Let's see. Okay, so obviously the breast milk or the formula is going to go in the bottles. And then once you have your bottle, then I think that nursing pillows are awesome for feeding. And whether you breastfeed or you're bottle feeding, the nursing pillows just kind of help make everything kind of cozy and comfy. And it props your arm up, that way baby's at a good angle during eating. I found that my daughter ate better when she was at about a 45-degree angle, where she wasn't laying flat on her back, but she wasn't sitting obviously completely upright either. So about a 45-degree angle is how she took her bottle best. Also, along with the nursing pillow and making a comfy kind of spot, is having like a rocker or just any comfy place to feed your baby. Just somewhere where you can relax and make eye contact, and also like keep your baby awake. I know that in the beginning my daughter would oftentimes fall asleep or snooze after just starting her bottle. So kind of having that interaction while she was eating helped keep her awake and make sure that she was full by the end of the feeding and not falling asleep after only having an ounce or two. Also, like burp cloths and bibs. We did not actually use bibs until my daughter started eating like solid foods. My daughter was not a spitter. However, like she did tend to drool and stuff like that. So we did use burp cloths, and my favorite burp cloths were like the older cloth diapers. So like this is one of the ones that we used, and it's just a tri-fold cloth diaper. But these worked the best for burp cloths, and I love these, and they're not very expensive to buy a whole bunch of them. So those are the burp cloths that I like the best. They're just plain and like not fancy at all, but I loved that they were bigger and they did absorb quite a bit. And I do have a comment on bibs as well. Do not buy cheap bibs. Yes, they're less expensive, and yes, you can get more of them. However, it is not worth it to buy cheap bibs. Okay, so this is one of the bibs, and hopefully maybe against the white background you can see this. So this is a cheap bib, and I got this bib, this is one of our gender neutral bibs, because I loved it. So cute. And I got a lot of these because they said fun things and I just loved them. However, as you can see, the more you wash them, the more they fall apart. And it's just not good. Okay, so what I would recommend for bibs in the beginning is something such as this that has an edge on it and that is thicker. These are quite thick. And these have held up wash after wash after wash. I personally like the Velcro. There are a lot of people that don't like Velcro. They like snaps on their bibs. However, on bibs, I prefer Velcro. I just like that you can adjust them. So if they're just a little bit smaller, you can put it more this way. And if they're a little bit bigger, you can put it more this way. It just kind of, even though that's only like an inch, it's still, I like these better. But yes, don't buy cheap bibs at all. And also, like for bibs, like now, my daughter wears long sleeve bibs that I made at home. And there's a video, if you go back, I did a video on what my long sleeve bibs look like. I did a planning video for it, and then I did like what they actually look like. So go back if you want to see those, because they can be very expensive buying them new. So, but yes, in the beginning when she wasn't feeding herself, we used the standard bib. I don't know what you want to call them, but these. But now we use long-sleeved bibs. Let's see. For washing, of course you'll need your soap, whatever soap you choose to use. I found that soap, bottle brush, drying rack, and sanitizing items were the most helpful for obviously cleaning like bottles and feeding stuff. We boiled our bottles and our nibbles about once every so often, so that way like they were sanitized. We ran them through the dishwasher. They held up great. I loved our man bottles. Another thing that you will need for bottle feeding is, like, we did breast milk in freezer bags, so we had to heat that up. And in the beginning, we used hot water, and then when my daughter started when she wanted to be fed right now, we used a bottle warmer. I don't think a bottle warmer is 100% a must need, but it is a thing that we used, and we enjoyed it a lot, because when my daughter was hungry, it was nice to have that very quick heat up. For travel for feeding, obviously you'll need your bottles. If you're traveling and there's nowhere to clean the bottles, just bring extra bottles. Now with my daughter eating, we just bring her silverware. We have this, it's just a little case, if I can get it open, that has 2 forks and 2 spoons in it, and we just bring a bib with us. And that's what we have for her feeding right now in her diaper bag. We used to have these small containers that we put her baby food in for travel. I homemade her baby food. There's also a video on how I did that, so you'll have to look back to that, because that was quite a while ago already. But anyways, there is a video on that. Also, place to feed your baby. Obviously, in the beginning, we held our baby when she was bottle feeding. And then we did use a bouncy seat when she did start on solid foods, to have her on the counter right next to us, so that way we could eat breakfast and she could eat breakfast, and we could have like that communication, kind of that bonding time in the morning before I had to go to work. And then when she got a little bit older and started like actually sitting up and being more involved in eating and stuff, we did use a high chair, and now she does sit in a booster seat. Our high chair actually would, it height adjusts to our table. But just with the legs being so big, it works better for us just to have a booster seat on a dining room chair for her feeding right now. But the like high chair and booster chair, you don't need those like right away. Some people choose to use their high chair immediately and have their child sit with them at the table just to start that family table type of atmosphere. But I will do future videos on all of that kind of stuff, and how we go from just using a spoon to using a fork, and having that option in which foods to use a spoon with, which foods to use a fork with. I can do later videos on that if you all would like. But the one thing about formula feeding and bottle feeding is look for places where you can sign up. And all of the formula brands usually have sign-ups for to get emails, to get tips, advice, things like that, and they will also send you free stuff. And I did this with my daughter, and it worked out wonderfully. We were able to sign up. They send us a whole bunch of free stuff, and so we actually used the formula and the items that we got in the mail for free just by signing up for stuff. So we didn't have to pay anything for this. And so I want to show you our like bottle feeding formula kind of freebie stuff that we have received so far in the mail. Okay, so I did sign up at Enfamil and Similac. I've gotten free stuff from, and I've gotten coupons from Parents' Choice. But for Enfamil, they sent me these. They are 4 little on-the-go packs of infant formula, 0 to 12 months. Let's see, each one of these, like this makes 4 ounces of milk. So we got 16 ounces here. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, but anyways, so we got these from Enfamil, and we also got this in the mail, and this has first a whole bunch of different stuff, coupons, different things, baby feeding guide, and they sent us a can of the Enfamil Premium Infant Formula, and also a can of the Premium Newborn Formula. So we have both of these from Enfamil and the travel ones, and Similac sent us this, and we just got this in the mail this week. So I want to show you what they sent. Okay, so this is the big huge box, and this is what came in it. So and there's also paperwork and stuff that came with this too. This is the Similac Strong Moms, if you can see that, hopefully. But they also have a feeding guide and coupons for different items that they have. So we got this whole big, huge thing of formula. Now, in my local store, this costs $25 for this. And that is, let's see, it just says net weight 1.45 pounds. And then also this, so a can of their Similac Sensitive for Fussiness and Gas. So one of those. And also this. And I actually got sent one of these several months ago. So I have to dig it out and find it, because I know I have it, but they sent me another one in this kit, and this is a Nourishing Newborns feeding kit. Now, I did not know that I was getting this, and I didn't know that I was getting the other thing either. I just figured I would get coupons and stuff that me and my friends could share, pass around, all that kind of stuff, because that's what we did when my daughter was born. Any of us that had infants kind of around the same age, we kind of passed coupons and stuff around to each other. So anyways, this is the Similac Simply Smart bottle. So let's see, it says by experts in infant nutrition. It's BPA free. This is a 4-ounce bottle. I think my other one was this size or a little bit bigger. I think I remember it being bigger. However, I don't remember, but I'll have to dig it out. But the one thing I do like about this bottle is that it has the wide nipple base on it. So I'm going to try this with this baby. If this baby ends up being bottle fed, you never know. You absolutely never know. So anyways, it is completely awesome, and it's got a little thing in it. I don't know what that's called. Anyways, so anyways, it says that this one also can go between breast and bottle. So I'm very excited to try this. This part of the bottle right here looks a lot like my MAM bottle, the top of that nipple also. So I will definitely be trying this out if this baby is, again, bottle fed. With my daughter, I did not know if I was going to breastfeed or not. Then we did have some trouble with latch, and she just preferred the bottle better, and so we just went with it. She was still getting breast milk, but she was bottle fed breast milk, if that makes sense. So also I was an overproducer of breast milk, and I did pump until we didn't have any space left, and I was like mentally and emotionally exhausted from pumping. So my daughter was on breast milk until she was about 10.5 months old, and then we did switch to formula. So again, these, let's see, this expires November of 2015. This expires 2015. My Enfamil expires, let's see, 2014. So we have a while. This baby is due February of 2013. So again, if I'm not going to use this, I'm going to pass this stuff along to family or friends or anyone who has a newborn or somebody who is planning on using formula, things like that. I have one friend who had to try several formulas. She tried several, because her son had issues with spitting up and just couldn't find anything that would work, and they're still struggling with it. And he's like already 4 months old. But anyways, so something like that, by me having some different types of formula, might end up helping a friend out who this would save them from buying all these different formulas. So anyway, so even if I don't use these, like I said, my original plan or my hopeful plan is that this baby is exclusively breastfed. And if that happens, if it doesn't happen, we're just going to go with whatever happens. But anyways, so just this, just like with that one can being of the Similac Advance, that in my local store costs $25. So let's just say the other 3 formulas put together would cost $25. That's $50 worth of free stuff. Plus you have the coupons and the information about feeding and things like that. And I always like to read what they have now, because I did get some feeding guides and stuff with my daughter, so it'll be interesting to see if any of that stuff has changed. I haven't had time to read any of that, but I will in the next like few months. So anyways, that should cover my bottle feeding and feeding. Again, there will be more videos coming in the future with homemade baby food, solid foods, baby-led weaning, and of course nursing updates and bottle feeding updates and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so those are my kind of things that I think are necessary or that I think that somebody should do, like sign up for freebie stuff. You can save a lot of money and possibly help out a friend if you're not going to use it. But yeah, anyways, so that is all that I have for this evening on baby feeding. But yes, anyways, any questions or comments, if you agree with me, disagree with me, anything like that, or if you found this helpful at all or anything like that, please leave a comment below. I so enjoy reading your guys' comments. But anyways, I will talk to you all later and have a good night. Bye, guys.